Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Baumer GmbH and welcome to our today's webinar. My name is Andreas Brandt. I'm the marketing manager of Baumer GmbH and I'm glad to be your host for today's webinar. Welcome to Baumer GmbH Dialogue. Today is day 4 of 1 week full of information on glue application and quality control. Before we start with our topics today on coating applications, I would like to give you some information related to this webinar. All cameras and microphones are switched off during the webinar. You can use the chat function on the right bottom of your screen to communicate. All questions will be answered in the second part of the webinar. The full webinar will be recorded and all participants will receive a link after the webinar. Please don't forget to give us your feedback when you leave at the end. And now I will come to the agenda of today. After a short introduction of Percy Dengler, our managing director, we will come to coating applications and to best practice. Afterwards, this is followed by a question and answer session. And now I wish you all an interesting webinar. Thank you.
Dear participants of our today's Baumer HHS Dialogue. Dialogue is not just a headline, but a motto for a more interactive communication between you as guests and us as your hosts and technology providers. Baumer HHS, as a partner for the leading companies in this industry segment, establishes a platform for more and deeper communication. So use the opportunity to be an active part of the webinar. Ask whatever is of interest for you around the application topic. Discuss and get in-depth information from our application specialists. There is little that they haven't seen yet, so they should be able to answer all your questions. Welcome, and let's get started.
Hello, my name is Thomas Walter. I'm Head of Business Development at Baumer HHS. I welcome you to the coating seminar. Coating is an important topic in paper production, paper pouches and paper bags. I wish you an interesting seminar.
Hello, my name is Michael Nomenchuk and I am since 10 years at Baumer HHS. In my role as Business Development Manager projects, especially coating applications, I will take care of your coating projects. And now have fun with the webinar.
I would like to welcome you to the webinar Coating the Enabler of Sustainable Packaging. What one has to do with the other is what I would like to share with you during the webinar. Packaging sustainability has moved beyond a trend, it's a global shift. Sustainability has become an important part of many companies' overall brand and image story. One of the key aspects of working toward a more sustainable production model is a focus on improving the environmental friendliness of product packaging. In the last decade, consumer knowledge and concern regarding ocean pollution, low rates of recycling, and the use of non-renewable resources in packaging has increased. The story is that packaging manufacturers today need to audit their packaging formats and packaging materials to ensure they are in line with today's consumers' environmental expectations. This is not the story of good or evil that is to be told here. It is not the story that plastic is better than paper-based packaging, or the other way around. The story is that packaging machine manufacturers need to handle a greater number of different substrates. That packaging machines need to switch quickly from plastic or bioplastic film to paper and vice versa. The story is that many substrates can no longer be welded. This webinar will give you ideas on how smart, intermittent adhesive application can help you handle this wide variance of substrates. This webinar is about intermittent coatings, and in particular, about intermittent coating of adhesives like hot melts. Every coating process has a start and stop. Intermittent coating is coating with a start and stop shorter than the length of the full roll and defined by an uncoated border. This is usually necessary when individual products are formed from the coated web, or if individual products are already present at the time of coating. The production of bags or pouches requires partial application of adhesive. The adhesive is applied in the form of a frame or along a packaging edge. This requires intermittent adhesive application. This requires the adhesive to be applied exactly where the to take place. Typically, the adhesive is applied by contact application. This means that the nozzle mouth of the adhesive application head is in contact with the substrate. On the right side, you can see the result. The wide sections to better show the result. It can also easily be done in thinner sections. The fast switching frequency of the Baumer HHS adhesive application heads makes this possible. Just as we humans are different, so are the coating applications of adhesives in the manufacture of packaging. Hardly any of them are different from each other. We would like to show you some applications with the use of examples. In most cases, adhesive is applied with a nozzle that is not in contact with the substrate. The focus of this presentation, however, is contact application. Contact application heads can be used to apply cold glues, hot melts, and pressure-sensitive adhesives. Following, we show some applications in which the contact application is successfully used. Now I would like to draw attention to the first coating application, the application of hot melt pressure-sensitive adhesives to e-commerce corrugated packaging. Everyone who buys on the internet knows the adhesive surfaces covered with silicone paper. They make it easy to seal the packaging. The continued growth in e-commerce throughout the world carries significant implications for the global packaging industry. The number of people shopping online is expected to grow further, a process likely to be accelerated by COVID-19's impact upon the global retailing industry. Packaging manufacturers must develop and tailor their products more specifically towards e-commerce applications, taking account of considerations such as appearance, logistics, sustainability. Learn how Baumer HHS can support you in these e-commerce applications. The application of PSA hot melt adhesives to the corrugated board surface is a demanding process. The unevenness of the surface must be covered. High PSA layer thicknesses, in the range between 300 to 500 gram per square meter, are applied. The adhesive application heads must be very robust and withstand the high forces of the stiff material in the event of a fault. Baumer HHS is the market leader in the application of PSA to corrugated board, at least in Europe. But what is the situation with other coating applications? There are many other applications of coatings with hot melt or pressure-sensitive adhesives. They are wraparound packaging, pouches, mailing bags, beverage cups, or paper shopping bags. Cups, or paper shopping bags. Baumer HHS has already implemented solutions for all these applications. Pure hot melt application, or in the often advantageous combination of hot melt with cold glue. In the following, I would like to present the Baumer HHS solutions for this area. As a rule, lower layer thicknesses are required, and the demands on adhesive application are higher. The top product of the Baumer HHS product portfolio for adhesive coating is the HP 500 Snuff Back Coating Head. This coating head is absolutely competitive in terms of quality and cost. What distinguishes this coating head? It is based on a proven technology. The coating head works with the snuff-back technology. Snuff-back means that the valve is closed against the flow direction of the adhesive. This creates a negative vacuum in the coating nozzle, with the success that the tear-off is perfect and a possible dripping is avoided. The head is based on a technology protected as a European patent, which protects the compact design of the head. The powerful model with electro-pneumatic drive offers extremely long life, reliable operation, easy maintenance, and high cycle rates with perfect track tear-off. The head had the smallest footprint of all coating heads in the market. The compact dimensions allow use even in constricted spaces. And the coating head has no external air switching valves. Nothing sticks out and can be damaged. This is an important argument since the coating heads have to be moved or swiveled away from the web during interruption periods. The HP 500 coating head is characterized by its compact design. On the left side you see a standard commercial coating head with an external air switching valve. On the right side is the HP 500 coating head. The direct comparison shows its compact design. This facilitates integration into production machines. The following graphic shows coating patterns that can be generated. Perpendicular to the web, the interruptions are generated by opening and closing the valves. Longitudinally to the web, interruptions can be created by trimming the masks. We know from experience that there are usually only a few standard designs of the adhesive application pattern on the packaging machines. Therefore, it is often easier and faster to replace the entire coating nozzle together with the mask. Only a few screws have to be loosened. With only a few standard designs of adhesive application patterns, it is therefore worthwhile to have a wide slot nozzle ready for each type of application. This saves make-ready time and reduces the error rate when changing masks. The HP 500 coating heads feature a clean design. This is independent of the coating width. Anyone who has understood the design of a head will also know all the other HP coating heads. It is important to stock spare parts that are the same for all standard HP heads. Of course, with the exception of the coating nozzle, which is width dependent. The HP 500 standard coating heads are available in widths up to 500 mm, graduated in 50 mm increments. The individual coating width can be determined by the mask cut. Other widths of coating heads are available on request. The use of standard width coating heads offers you a lower investment volume, a better availability in delivery, and in case of a replacement demand. Coating has amazing parallels to art. In art, the artist's brushwork distinguishes between a blob and high-quality art. Some viewers regard some things as art, while others turn away from the work of art, shaking their heads. In coating, it is comparable. The setting of the wide slot nozzle to the web determines the adhesive application quality. The angle of attack to the web plane and the immersion depth play a role. This is the brush handling of the coating. Nevertheless, there are also very different demands on the application quality in coating applications. While one user demands the highest standards, wraparound applications often require good enough quality. We therefore need to know your requirements. We would like to take you to our solution center. Here we do trials and customer demonstrations. We have applied a coating pattern here that we have dusted with graphite for better visibility. You can see the application of this adhesive application pattern in the following film. Often there is a requirement to apply only individual traces. The HP 500 coating head is also available in a version up to 30 mm application width. The following film shows this coating head in action. On the left side, you can see an application image as it several single heads. Single heads are often used to apply PSA to shipping packages and pouches. An alternative to hot melt coating application is the coating application of cold glue. Baumer HHS offers a range of cold glue coating heads that feature fast switching cycles and excellent application quality. In the following we show a video of a patented cold glue coating head. Please note the frame pattern. The following video shows the application of PVA in the form of a frame. The application is carried out at different speeds. This is to show the possibilities that exist with Baumer HHS coating solutions. This particular head is also protected by a European and Chinese patent. Baumer HHS also offers wide slot coating heads for the application of PVA. The photo shows an integration of AD500 coating head. This features a long-life electromagnetic drive that ensures up to 10 times longer service life for these reliable valves. The photos show a coating application with PVA. The coating was applied at 150 meters per minute. Integration requires individual adaptation to the machine and its application. The coating head must be lifted off the substrate web during periods of inactivity to avoid burning the web. Integration requires stringent project management. We are happy to work directly with manufacturers of the machines, equally in the case of retrofitting or new equipment. We generally look for partners for the integration and adaptation to the various requirements of the application. Many questions need to be answered to achieve optimal results. For this reason, Baumer HHS has a coating team that handles these inquiries with confidence. Experienced personnel in research and development work in the background. We are looking forward to your inquiry. It is ideal if you send us samples of the products you want to be produced. Please send us a sketch of the adhesive pattern you want to be produced. Information on the adhesive and adhesive data sheets are helpful. We will be happy to carry out a preliminary test in our solution center with a comparable coating head. This is the end of the presentation and the start of their business. Thank you very much for your participation and interest. We are available for questions now and later. You can find the contact details of the coating team on the right side. Thank you again.
Thank you for the presentation, Thomas Walter, Michael Nowinczak. And now we come to the time for your questions, which are already raised some during the presentation. And I would like to hand over these questions then to my colleagues, Thomas Walter and Michael Nowinczak. So here we come to the first questions. Is Thomas and Michael still available? Hello. We have to wait a second until Thomas and Michael will be back to the webinar. There is Thomas. Hello. So we have already some questions raised during the presentation. First questions come from Per. Are application heads also available in larger widths? We have learned about the width. Thomas, do we have them in larger?
Yes, it will be every time a project. So what we have shown is a standard width, and we can produce a wider width or a smaller, but this will be a project and available on request, as said in the presentation.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, Thomas. There's another question. Can I order the application heads immediately? This is something what Michael maybe can answer. He's just stepping in.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
I would like forward this question to Thomas Walter because, yeah.
Also, we set up the standard width for short time delivery, but it needs also some time because we test also the heads. So it's not long time delivery time, but it's a reasonable delivery time.
Okay, perfect. So there is a question coming on cold glue heads. When are cold glue application heads used? For which application do you use it?
Yeah, normally you use it. It depends on the material you are need for your what material you need
to glue,
to work with,
to
work with. Sorry, yeah, when the material must be absorbent, so the cold glue can go in the material. The plastic like PE, it's harder to do it with cold glue, and yeah, and the drying section must be long enough. So cold glue has to be drying out, so it to become sticky. If it's something very fast, normally you use hot melt, and if you have enough time or the drying section is long enough, then you can use cold glue.
Some people use also the combination of hot melt and cold glue, and they fix it with hot melt and then use the time to bond it together. Also with pure cold glue, you have to bond it immediately because there's no so much open time.
Okay, there's a question regarding the viscosity of cold glue we are able to apply correctly.
Yeah, This is a good question because, for example, cold glue with 4,000 millipascal seconds, you can better or have a better working with than with a cold glue with just 1,000 millipascal second. This is really depends on the cold glue, but I would say normally up to 3,500 for 4,000, but we have to test it.
Okay.
We can test it as an offer to the participants. If you want to have a test, we do it.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine. So there comes a question from Jean. Is the best result with the head being run vertically or horizontally, as shown in the video for hot and cold glue application? What is the best way to install the head on the wet?
I would say the best is really always vertical for application head. This is just a feeling. We don't have problems with vertical or horizontal, but normally we are installing them vertical.
More important is the web tension, that there's enough web tension.
Correct.
And the head should be enter a little bit in the web, so that there's a little bit pressure between the web substrate and the nozzle mouth of the head.
Okay, that makes sense. Perfect. Thanks a lot. Another question, does HHS make their own plates, own mask, or how do the customer can get that?
So yeah, we offer for sure a mask in different sizes and thicknesses. So yes, we doing for the application the right mask.
But the customer can also cut his own masks. So if he wants different designs to coat.
This is correct, but the shim plates or the masks has to be very special one. This the thickness must be very tight. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot. Panagiotis is asking about the brackets for the heads. Michael, can you?
Yeah, we have brackets, but our main focus are the valves, to be honest. We can deliver in special projects also the brackets, yes, but if, for example, an OEM is asking for heads, he will do it on his own. But if you need, we will do.
It's very important that brackets allows to just adjust the mouse to the web. So in Angel and also in the left and right side.
Correct.
Okay. Coming now to a question moving from the brackets to the application, what customer needs. There is a question about can we do a zigzag pattern?
To be honest, I'm not sure what this meant with zigzag pattern, but I would say yes, because we can make our nozzles, we can put them in different zones. So we can first put glue on zone 1, then on zone 2, and back to zone 1, if that is meant with zigzag.
Everything is nearly possible, which is a quadratic pattern.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So this must be discussed in a project then, I guess. Coming to the topic drying of glue. So Frank is asking what kind of drying is used for hot melt, and yes, just to clarify.
Okay, just to clarify, hot melt becomes stickiness by losing temperature. So if the hot melt is losing temperature, it's sticky. So it's not necessary to dry it. And the beginning tech is, I would say, it needs some milliseconds, then you have a little bit tech, and some milliseconds later, you have nearly the full tech without any drying section.
Just a question from my side, Michael.
Yeah.
Can I use every hot melt, or needs special hot melts?
Yeah, normally the pressure sensitive hot melts are the best for coating applications, because the adhesive is itself, it's sticky, and so you have a good application with a good surface. But we can try other hot melts, but this has then to be tested. The best one is PSA. Yes.
Okay, coming exactly to that point of testing, Thomas, how long does it take for lab testing in the solution center? What do you think? What time can we offer a customer? How long does it take?
So we have installed a standard head for testing, and I think in 2 weeks it will be possible, or 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, that's perfect.
Depends on how busy I am, because normally I am doing the test on my own. And yeah, sometimes I'm on a business trip, and then it can sometimes take a little bit longer.
Okay. That's
okay. I have an interesting question now. Michael, do we have any experience on applying barrier coatings on paper, which is a common issue now? Coating must not show any defect in low grammages.
So perhaps I can answer this.
Okay.
We have done some application of UV coating with similar requests, but to be honest, we don't have any big experience in barrier coatings. But it is very interesting topic, and I know it's coming up due to the switch from plastic to paper, and we are keen to test it. So if it's possible.
Yeah, if I can add just something. We made the test with the UV, this anti-sticking UV. You are correct, and the test results were good. So yeah, we can test it.
We have made some tests with very low grammage, not this 10 to 15 grammage. With barrier coating, it was not very successful. But I think if we apply 10 up to 15 gram per square meter, it's a lot, and it's easier to get the surface closed. So let us try.
For sure.
Okay, then I have the next question, which is exactly the same topic. How can the applied layer thickness be adjusted?
There are, in my opinion, there are 3 possibilities. The first one is the pressure. The more pressure, the more glue comes out. The second one is the thickness of the mask. The higher thickness, the higher glue comes out. And the third one is to work with the temperatures of the hot melt. So that means if you adjust a higher temperature on the hot melts, then the viscosity is lower, and that means at the end that there is coming more out, glue comes out from the mask, from that. Yeah.
Okay, very much variations on that, and this is just causing in that question, is the adhesive quantity adjusted when the speed changes?
Should I, or do you want?
Michael.
Okay. Yeah, if necessary, for sure we can do it. Sometimes it's not necessary when the machine speed is always the same. But if you have changing machine speeds, we are working with an IP converter. That means we are regulating the pressure of the hot melt with with the machine speed. So we do it, yes.
Okay, perfect. Maria is asking, is there a solution for detecting the glue application?
Okay. Okay.
At the moment, for hot melt, we do not have that, but it's surely a point we have to think about. In cold glue, we could make some detection with UV marker in the cold glue with a camera. But we have never done this, but it's principally it's possible.
But if you just want to detect if there's hot melt, we can do it with a HLT, just to detect it if it's here or not. Everything other we don't do, yeah.
But it's not the measuring of the whole area of this application.
No, it is not. It is not. Yeah, you are correct.
Okay. So I think actually I have no additional questions coming up here. What we've heard is a very interesting presentation on a very interesting process and change in production, change in products to sustainable. Thomas, do you want to have a short resume at the close of the webinar?
Yeah, I appreciate the big attention of so many participants, and I'm very keen to know your application requests. So I know there's a lot of changing in industry, and a lot of people are thinking about new applications. And what we can offer that we help you on this way to get more sustainable packaging. And also we have some application on plastic done in the last weeks, because we know that also some bioplastics can't be welded anymore because of this material. And here we offer also this adhesive application heads. Thank you very much.
Okay. Michael, from you, any final statement?
Yeah.
Where's your next stage go?
Yeah, correct. No, just very short. I'm curious about the different applications and the projects. So if you have some projects or questions or anything else, just contact me, and I think we will find a solution. That's from my side.
This is a perfect word at the end. So from my perspective, I would raise the finger and say, if you have any things, any topics, any questions, just send an email to Michal Nowinczak, because he will answer that and he will come to you with a solution. And from my perspective, I have to thank you all for your participation. I will draw your attention to our tomorrow's webinars, where we have our sustainable topic and we have the topic on flexo folder gluers at the afternoon. So until that, I thank you for your participation and wish you all a pleasant afternoon. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.